In this lesson, you are going to understand bar lines and measures because bar lines and measures work together, and you will see why in just a moment. First, let's talk about bar lines and what they mean. Using pages from my #1 bestseller book, The Best Music Theory Book for Beginners, that sold over 5,000 copies. My name is Dan Spencer. I'm your music mentor. The full playlist with over 100 music theory lessons is in the video description. I recommend watching them in order. And now, back to the lesson. So bar lines divide groups of notes or show other things. So for example, a single bar line or a regular bar line divides groups of notes. That's just one single line like this going down the staff. The staff is 5 horizontal lines. A bar line is just one single vertical line. Then we can have a double bar line, and a double bar line is two like regular bar lines next to each other with a little space in between. And a double bar line divides the sections of a song. So a regular bar line divides the notes. Double bar line divides sections of a song, or you'll also see it at the end of some exercises. So for example, if there's only part of a song or a couple of notes from a song and the song doesn't end all the way, sometimes we'll put a double bar line at the end of that just to show, well, it's not really the end of the song. There's more of the song, but that's all we're going to see for now. And then a final bar line, that's one regular bar line, and then another line that's about 3 or 4 times thicker than the regular bar line, so thin, thick, and this final bar line shows the end of a song. So our 3 types of bar lines are a regular bar line, a double bar line, and a final bar line. Now let's look at how these bar lines play into measures. So a measure is a space on the staff where notes and other musical notation are placed, and the measure shows time. It shows, from left to right when we count or we clap. Time is happening when we go from left to right. So you can see that in between each bar line, there is a measure. So here we have a bar line. Here we have a bar line, and between the 2 bar lines, we have a measure. Between these 2 bar lines, we have a measure. Between these 2 bar lines, we have a measure, and then the song ends at the final bar line. The final bar line is like a stop sign. That's saying, hey guys, it's over. Done. Stop. That's the final bar line. Final bar line is the stop sign. It's the red light. It's saying, hey guys, stop. That's it. It's over. Now, one thing to notice is that in the first measure, there is no bar line at the beginning. Now, this is correct. Whenever we have a bunch of measures in the row, the first measure is not going to have a bar line on the left. Well, the first measure only has 1 bar line here, whereas the second measure, as you can see, has 2 bar lines. Third measure has 2 bar lines. Fourth measure has a regular bar line and a final bar line. Now, 2 more points on measures. The abbreviation for the word measure is M dot. So, for example, this is our first measure here. So, for example, this is our first measure here. This is our second. This is our third. This is our fourth. If I wanted to just write about measure 3, that's this one right here, I would write M dot 3. 3. There we go. Which means measure 3. Measures, the abbreviation for measures is MM dot. So if we're talking about more than one measure, we're going to have measures. So let's say, for example, I wanted to talk about measures 1 through 3. I want to talk about all 3 of these. I would put M dot 1 through 3. That's measures 1 through 3. All right. Those are bar lines, the 3 different types of bar lines, regular, double, and final, as well as measures. Remember, there's no bar line on the left side of the first measure. At the start of the first measure, there's never a bar line. I will see you in the next lesson. Oh, but it's not over yet. Click here to watch the next video lesson or up here for the full video playlist.